Search Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM, Mariana. WVLQ, Port St. John. Powered by Pepsi. ESPN Northwest Florida. James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hot tub. I'm full of water.
Listen to that, Tommy.
I say hot tub. Hot
tub.
Gonna get you hot.
I tell you what, it is a hot tub today. Tommy Santamont is in the building. Every time he's in the building, good things happen. Ethan Boyd is back here from Rudy's Barbecue because he took a trip. You know, he took a trip like you. He likes going to Mexico, too. Now, Tommy comes back. Every time he comes back from Mexico, about 6 months later, he's got a brand new car, a new house, or something like that. Now, I don't know what he does down there, what his fundraising is, but what do you do? You're not doing
I didn't get anything new when I came back.
Tommy, what is that?
I take valuable commodities down there, like my daughter and my two grandkids.
There you go. Anyway, Tommy said the legend, 23 years, Bay County Hall of Fame athletic director, is in the State Hall of Fame. And tell us who we got sitting beside you.
We have got another legend. Actually, his father, Frank Brown. Everybody knows Frank Brown Park.
Yes, sir.
This is Brent Brown. He's a longtime resident. I guess been here forever. Born and raised here. Brent. He's a member of our church at First Methodist, and I've known Brent. He's our church treasurer. And he's done that for quite some time. And I've known Brent and his family for a long time. Great people, just a great family.
Yes, I know that, and we're going to talk to him in just a second. And more of his background. It's kind of similar to mine. And my wives and my daughters, we all went to the Harvard of the South, the University of Southern Mississippi. But, Mr. Brown, we got Tommy is in the State Hall of Fame, okay? In our sorry county, we don't even have a Hall of Fame for athletics. That's only a few counties I know don't have one.
Well, I will have to add this, but we actually do have a Bay County Sports Hall of Fame. It was started in 1995. I believe it's 95, somewhere in the 90s. And it went for about 5 years, and then the committee kind of folded up, and it just hasn't been picked back up. But there's about 25 members of it. My dad is one of them.
Get your dad back involved in that. We need to do it at the county. We have to have one county, maybe two of them. And we need the first person needs to be in there is the county. The guy's a State Hall of Famer, but he's nothing here. And he's been a county AD for 20 years, and people have no clue what a great job he did, how many problems he solved that never got in the media.
Well, I'm going to get with some of the people. When you brought it up a few times, so I'm going to get some people to maybe see if we can get that committee going again, get some applications started, and get some things growing, because I'd like to see it because my dad's in it.
Yeah.
So I want it actually displayed, not just sitting in a room somewhere.
Well, let me ask you, at Frank Brown Park, Ethan's kids play soccer down there. Really good players, by the way. Really good player. A lot like the mother. But Ethan, that's a great facility down there.
Great facility.
And didn't y'all donate the land?
No, we did not donate. My dad was the principal of Beach School.
There was
no.
That's right.
Yeah, there was no other school out there. Beach was the only one. And there was no athletic facilities at the time, and this is 1962.
Wow.
And so Dad put a baseball field on the campus of Hutchinson Beach Elementary. He put basketball courts. He started some leagues. Pete Edwards Field, Dad was instrumental in raising the funds to build it. He got Pete Edwards to secure the property. And so he brought athletics to the beach, and because they were all having to go in town and other parks and practice and play and stuff. So Dad wanted athletics. I mean, he's being from Southern Miss, he was great at high school. He wanted athletics.
Where did he grow up at?
It's a little town called Milry, Alabama.
Okay.
And if you go straight up, I think it's 12, you run into Tuscaloosa.
Right, right.
He grew up in Milry, Alabama, and went to war. World War II broke out right after high school, so he was in the military for 5 years through the war. And then as soon as he came out, he went to Southern Mississippi.
Hall of Fame football.
It's Hall of Fame at Southern Mississippi, 46 through 48. He played baseball. He loved baseball. He loved football too. But
and who did he play for?
Coach Reed Green.
Yeah, and the
was the
Coliseum is named after him.
And Pi Van was the assistant coach, who later was the head coach for 20 years there at Southern Miss. And Pete Taylor, who was the baseball coach, played ball with my dad.
That's
and
unbelievable.
So he had a great time at Southern. He met his wife, my mom, and so that was even better.
Now, your mother, she was a Dixie Darling?
She was a baton twirler, one of the main baton twirlers, and Dad would slide around the stadium, between at halftime just to keep an eye on her and see. And she was beautiful. So he would come out, but now he did that, and as soon as it was over, he had a chance to play for the 49ers. Decided he was going to be a coach. He was going to be a teacher and a coach, and money back then wasn't very good. So for playing football, so he went and started coaching in Myrick High in Mississippi. Went to Flomaton, Alabama, and coached. Yeah. But he came to Bay High in 1955 and was at Bay High through 1960, and then he went into administration.
Wow. Let me ask you this. How many years he put in altogether in the state of Florida? He got state Florida retirement, correct? That's
correct. He was here in 1955. He retired the end of either the last day of 82 or the January 1st of 83. I don't remember exactly.
And how many years did he spend in Alabama coaching?
He was only there about 3 or 4 years. Yeah. It was in Mississippi from 58. He graduated in 48. And he was there from 49 to 51 or 2. Yeah. And his brother was actually the coach of the other high school, and they battled it out numerous times. So.
Wow. Tommy, back in the old days, it was really hard making a living in Mississippi. Actually, you had to pay the state to work there. I mean, they didn't pay you. They were poor back then, right? Still bad. It was bad. It was bad. But the education we got at Southern Mississippi, I mean, look what we've done. I mean, this is the Harvard of the South. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. Y'all learned how to take care of chickens, hogs, cows, and everything.
Just the way I pronounce names, I learned that all at Southern Mississippi.
I know. I've got by the way, I've got an app that you need to put on your phone. I'll show it to you when we leave. Before we leave.
Does it help you pronounce the names correctly?
What it is, it's pronunciation app.
The problem is that phonics stuff. I never caught on to that. The A-E-I-O-U and all that other stuff. I don't know what are they talking about. But anyway, tell us what's going on now at Frank Brown. I mean, that place is like exploded, and all the youth around here. Thank God we have it. Brian's got the pool. They got the pool there. They got the softball. They got soccer. What else? Baseball.
Pretty much anything.
Softball,
football.
The dog parks there. Just all kinds of activity for anybody.
And look at the amount of money that's brought in to Bay County.
It's a big resource of funds. It's the hotels, the restaurants. Yep. Pier Park may or may not have been there if it wasn't for the park. I mean,
you got that right,
because it all works together.
It does,
and that was. I mean, we talked the other day about the Snapper Bowl. You remember the Snapper Bowl?
Yeah, I remember that.
Pete Edwards Field, and but my dad and Beach Optimist Club formed that, and they got that to bring teams in from the South in Thanksgiving so that fill up some hotels.
Yeah,
but and whoever won the conference, the local area got to play in it, and then they brought in 8 or 9, 10 teams from out of town, and they'd come in at Thanksgiving, and I worked the Snapper Bowl for. If I wasn't playing in it, I worked it because my dad was involved in it for 10, 12 years, and till he got sick, and then he still went out there.
That had to be an easy sell for teams from in the South. Let's go to Panama City Beach. That's have a little vacation, play the game.
Thanksgiving, they come down. They'd have their families all here. It was a great time. It was a great event too. Yeah,
I tell you what, your dad, he's a legend, man. That's incredible. I didn't even know the connection. He just mentioned you. He didn't really say much about you, really.
That's Tommy.
I didn't want to break it to we wanted to wait till today.
Tommy talks good about you. He talks really high. Tommy's a great man. Great man.
Oh yeah, we've known Tommy forever, and like I said, I was born here. I was born at Lisenby Hospital, so all the people that come through, especially through athletics. We're still involved and still try to be involved in that.
Now, are you doing anything else with Frank? Are you still involved with Frank Brown at all?
I'm not involved with the park itself. We're proud of the park, and they have their own committee and their own group that handle it. But they're doing. But what we're really doing is a celebration It's
Okay.
been 40 years since my dad passed away.
Has it really?
And at a 61 years old, heart problem. So so they renamed it in 1983, and they wanted to go ahead and do a 40-year celebration. If we waited to 50, we might not be some of us here.
Yeah.
The mayor and the city commission, we're very, very appreciative of them.
Right.
And we got some great speakers coming in: Harold Basil, John Langston, Tony Laguerre. People that went to school with my dad, my dad coached,
right,
and went through his school, are going to speak. Jerry Register is going to speak from the school board.
Dad
coached him in Little League.
Yeah.
So when he
coached Jerry.
Yeah,
I like Jerry.
Yeah, and so we got a great event going on, and it's just a nice celebration.
Now, when is this celebration going to be?
It's going to be tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's going to be tomorrow.
Man.
12 to 1:30 at the community building at Frank Brown Park.
I've got a soccer game. I'll be there. I'm going to try to walk by there and see that. My granddaughter, Leighton Bell, my son's coaching her. 1-0, by the way. And Leighton scored her first goals. We won 6-0. Anyway, Leighton has a game, I think, at 12:15 or so. And it starts at 12, correct?
Yeah, the meet and greet's going to be like 12 to 12:30, and then they're going to start the program at 12:30.
Okay. I'm going to try. You going to be there?
I'm going to be there. I'm going to speak a few minutes. And,
good. I'm going to try to come by and see that. If I get there early enough, I'm going to come over there.
Yeah.
Maybe break away from the game. I don't know. She's always looking, seeing who's watching. She's got a big cheering session over there, too.
If you want to learn a little more about Dad, Harold Basil, John Langston, and and Jerry Register, and them, they're going to tell you some things.
Now, that's some big names around here now. That's some big name people you're talking about right there.
They got they'll speak, and they got some things to say. But
now Basil's son was a superstar quarterback, right? Arkansas.
Yes. Arkansas,
right? He played at Bay High School, correct?
No, he
Mosley?
played at Mosley.
Played at Mosley.
Yeah.
And he's big. Man, he's on TV. He's on radio. I've seen him a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't know, a couple years back.
Yeah, his son was playing when Dad was athletic director here in the Bay County schools. He was at Mosley, and then he went out to Arkansas.
Let me ask you this. I mean, what business are you in now?
I'm in banking.
Okay.
I work for First National Bank.
Did you ever even consider getting into coaching?
I did not. I've coached all my life. I coached senior major league ball. Maybe my best friend Billy May.
Billy May, yeah.
Billy, best man at my wedding. We've known each other. Mr. May and my dad were principals together in Bay County. So we coached senior major league ball. Went right after high school. We both decided not to go play ball at college, and. But I coached all my boys. Tommy can tell you, I got 3 boys that are massive.
Real big.
Yeah, and they're great baseball players. Ethan played football. They both played scholarship at some colleges.
Wow.
And so it's been in our blood. It's all there. My brother was at Rutherford for 36 years. He coached softball and volleyball for 20 years at Rutherford.
We call him Professor Brown.
Professor Brown.
That's what we call him. He's the driver's ed.
Now, was he over there where Clyde was there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
2 minutes. Okay. Well, you're going to stay with us the rest of the day, right?
I can stay for a little while.
Yeah, stay, man. We want you. Hey, look around. We need you. Okay? We need you. Now, Ethan, what's going on at Rudy's Barbecue, man?
Just breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and right now they're getting breakfast opened up, and then got caterings this weekend, deliveries, stuff like that going on, and
after that ceremony, they could all drop by or before. They can drop in before and pick up breakfast and head out that way and have a great time. 355 seats, brand new facility, TVs everywhere. One thing I love about their place, you walk in, everybody's got a smile on their face. Everybody's happy. They got a great crew down there. And he's got all the desserts right there before you buy anything.
I love the layout.
He knows what he's doing now. It's marketing 101. He is sharp. Aggie's academics are pretty good, too. I will say that. I'm not sure y'all up there with us, but y'all are pretty good.
Not quite, but we try hard.
It's very, very clean restaurant. Yeah. Very nice.
Tommy, Jeremy's not with us today. Jeremy's usually, and you go to his church. He's a wonderful preacher. He was at the biggest, most powerful church in Montgomery. And we got it. I got to go back and anyway. We got him here in Bay County. He does an incredible job, and he's having to go over to Georgia. They had a death in the family, and not. I don't want to say too much about that, but anyway, he'll be with us next Thursday. And you said you will not be here next Thursday.
I'll be in Orlando at the conference.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. All right, we got a phone call, but we're going to have to hold off on that phone call. Yeah, because we got to hopefully going to have Mosley's baseball coach when we get back. Tommy Sandemont's with us here this morning, got the FSU update. And our favorite person in the world, Jimbo Fisher, Ethan Boyd, have a lot on him today, like he always does. But if you want a great meal today, head on down to Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Yesterday was Wednesday. Tommy, you know this man. Both you guys know this guy. Pat does a great job at Beef O'Brady's. He's been doing a great job for years. On Wednesday, Tommy, and you all know this, they have the wing day, $9.99. You get the 10 biggest wings you can get anywhere. And I love their french fries, but they drink with it for $9.99. I mean, right now it's hard to buy anything for $9.99. Get down there on every Wednesday, have a great time, or go anytime you want. Beef O'Brady's, glad Pat's back with us. He's done a great job for Bay District. I mean, he does a great job over in Lynn Haven. Does a great man. Yeah. Also, yesterday was J. Michael's Restaurant. It was packed out again, like always on Wednesday. World famous spaghetti every Wednesday. Feels pretty good in here right now, doesn't it?
Feels real good.
You know why? Stevenson Air Conditioning. You know Jason?
Yeah.
Stevenson Air Conditioning?
Yeah.
Does he go to y'all's church?
I don't
think so. Okay. I tell you what, he does an incredible job. Unbelievable. Local people taking care of local people. Right?
That's right.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Goldberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
Good Thursday morning. A weather front stalled over the region. Moisture coming in from Texas. That's going to give us cloud showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Friday. The high temperature during the day in the 70s, close to 80, and it'll be about 65 to 70 tonight. More showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Are you ready for Panama City's best pizza? Then check out the new Guru's Pizza 786. They don't do just the best pizza. They also serve wings, traditional and boneless, pasta, calzone, salad, sandwiches, and more. Guru's Pizza 786 has 50-plus Indian and Italian pizza varieties. They're open Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until midnight, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 11 a.m. until 3 a.m. Takeout and delivery are available. Guru's Pizza 786, 7806 Front Beach Road. Call 850-588-5055. By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC Network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All the great folks up in Mariana with 102.1. Mike, did Mike call this morning? I'm sorry he couldn't get Mike on this morning. We had to get Brent in here and talk about this big thing that's going on.
For you.
And Brent, we talked to him and staying for a while. Hopefully he'll stay here for 2 hours for us. We're trying to get it with Moses' baseball coach. Talked to Doug yesterday, the athletic director. I tell you what, you're talking about the second person should be put into a Bay County Hall of Fame. Doug Lee, I think he's brought the first state championship here in baseball, I believe. If not, it doesn't matter. He's one of the top coaches I've ever seen. We tried to hire him at Arnold when we opened up and didn't work out well, but he did get us a great coach. We got his brother. We all three met together. We're trying to hire Doug. Doug's selling Chris, and I fell in love with both of them. I said, you know what? Let's do this. Went back and talked to my wife's AD and Janice, and this is before really school got cranked up. and we got Chris in there, but we appreciate Doug, all the help he did, and what a great job he did all those years coaching baseball. Tommy, didn't Doug the county AD for a short period of time, or it was something in the county?
He was head of maintenance and all that.
Yeah. He took over Mackey's position.
No, somebody's in the county office. He retired now, but he was in charge of all the maintenance.
Did a great job. But he is back now as the AD at Mosley, doing an incredible job over there. Anyway, we're trying to get up with Coach. If we can get him, we will. We can't. If we can't, we'll go on. But Tommy, they had a tough schedule. They played one of the tougher schedules in around here because when you're that good, you can't get anybody to play you. So you're gonna have to travel, and they did. We got a brand new baseball coach over there. Coach Howard's done a great job. He's been out a little while. I think it's time to get back in the saddle now. Which I hate this rule. I'd be in trouble with all these rules they got right now, trying to count how many times they pitch a ball and all that kind of stuff. And some states do it, some states don't. But they're getting ready to get the district, getting ready to cranked up, and I think you can watch Mosley do some good things when they get in a district play. But they play South Walton, which is one of the best. What are they ranked 9th overall in the state of Florida?
21-3 right now.
What's the record?
21-3.
21-3. South Walton's got it rolling over there. They got that pitcher. It's unbelievable going to Florida State. The coach does a great job over there. We need to get them on the show too. We got a lot of people listening over there in Walton.
They could use that pitcher right now at FSU. He'd be a starting pitcher.
So Mosley lost. They beat Arnold at Arnold. Mm-hmm. They turn around and play 2 days later. Arnold puts it on them at Mosley. Then didn't Mosley have South Walton after that?
No. They played Arnold on the 18th. They beat them 5-2. Mosley did.
Right.
Then they turned around 2 days later, like you said, on the 20th, and they lost 12-2. And then on the 21st, they played Bozeman and beat them 15-1.
Right.
Mosley did.
Right.
And then their last game was this past Tuesday, and they lost to South Walton 6-3 at home.
At home.
At Mosley.
Okay. Yeah, that's two good baseball programs right there getting after each other. Brent, you and I were talking about it. The baseball's so good here in Bay County. Always has been since 20-something years I've been here, to 24, 25 years. They've been incredible. All the I've always said this. They don't get paid like the football coaches do around here. They got more pressure on them than the football coaches. I always thought that. I mean, I've watched our coaches at Arnold. Everybody's a baseball coach. Everybody's played. Everybody's coached, and everybody knows it. And they got to put up with all that.
And everybody's been all-stars.
Yeah, everybody's got the answers. And it's just a hard thing to keep everybody happy around here in baseball because everybody's so dang good. Mosley's a powerhouse. Bozeman's a powerhouse. And then at times Bay has been good. Now they got Hudson over there. Rutherford Coffin's doing a good job over there. He's building a program, playing all those young kids there. And Arnold's doing things they've never done.
Yeah, it's been incredible what they've done. The coaches are coming in. And I've been involved from the booster side. Mm-hmm. When my kids played at Bay High, everybody in our family went through Bay High, so it's a tradition for us. But my sons played for Freddie York when he was there, and it's just been building. But unfortunately, they ran into some tough times. But Hudson's back, and I think he's really. From last year to this year, it's night and day.
Yeah. This beginning of the year into the end of the year, they've improved so much. It's crazy.
It's amazing how well they've done. But all five, the schools are just doing great jobs.
Tommy, you've been here. You've seen it, the growth of the baseball and all this stuff. Did you know how good Patton was going to be? Did you know how good Hudson was going to be?
I mean, just talking with them and being around them, you can tell they're good people, and they had the knowledge and they knew what they were doing. And in baseball is just, and really any coach just, you got to have the passion for the sport, and that's the main thing. Anything. I mean, I've seen so many coaches come through that had that passion, and that's all they thought about was baseball, and that's what you have to do. And you got to know your stuff, and you got to know your players. So that's basically what they've done, and they take care of their facilities too. That's another thing. In baseball, people don't realize this. Those kids and the coach is out there doing that, taking that, and it's not easy work, but the great coaches, you go out there and see them, know how these kids out there, and they know exactly what to do, man. They can knock it out too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the people don't understand is the Booster Club takes care of the maintenance of the field.
Yeah.
The Tommy Oliver, Bozeman, Arnold's field, they they're maintained by the county,
Right.
But baseball fields are not. They're maintained by the booster club
Yeah.
and the team. And so we had to pay for the spraying of it, make sure it was fertilized, weed killer. But the team and the coaches, the players have to go out. They have to tamp the mound and the plate and get everything ready, line it, do everything. It's a lot of work.
I saw Chris Lee work his tail out up there.
Oh, yeah.
And that facility looks really nice now, but way back, and it was built on a swamp. I mean, it was, if it rained, it was bad out there, but Chris did a great job. I got a lot of respect for him. He went through the growing pains, opened that thing up, and thank God for Mr. McAllister. He really did some upgrades to our facilities out there. And you're talking about baseball facilities. Arnold needs a batting cage, a cover where it's covered up. I think Mosley's got it pretty nice over there. Coach Howard's got it pretty nice over there. But Tommy, you're talking, it can cost, you can't just go out there and build it like, boosters, let's all get together and go build it. You can't do that because the codes, state codes, the county can't let them do it because if something falls down, it didn't meet the code, you could be looking at a lawsuit.
Yeah, well, in the past, back in the day, sometimes our booster clubs, the heck with all these regulations, they just built it and got it done. And whether fortunately we didn't have lawsuits that involved with that. But you're right, there's a lot of red tape you got to go through now. You can't, if you want to build that, you got to go through the county, and they'll make sure you're following the rules and regulations.
Don't you think? I mean, you're the guy that asked, and you've been here forever too. Don't you think right now is probably the best group of baseball coaches we've had? Howard, look at Howard's resume. My goodness, I don't think anybody can touch his resume. It's unbelievable. And this is his first year. What Hudson's done, he's known throughout the Southeast, and Patton's in the playoff every single year. Jones comes in here and does an unbelievable job at Arnold, doing things that's never happened before. Heck, it looks like we're going to make the playoffs for sure right now. And Coffin's building a program at Rutherford, which is probably the toughest job to have right now. But I tell you what, that part of the town's starting to build back slowly. So maybe the future's bright there. But don't you think it's probably the best group of coaches we've had? Yeah, well, and the thing about baseball in Bay County, when vacancies come available, coaches, they know. I mean, they know that they're going to have some good players, and they're going to have the situation that they're looking for. So it's not real hard to get a good baseball coach. But when you look at the quality of our baseball coach, you're right. All of them have got special qualities, and they all work in the situation they're in. A coach that coaches at Rutherford is a lot different than a coach that coaches at Arnold. I mean, you got to know where you are and how to fit into that community, and they've done a great job of that. And I think that's helped them more than anything. And getting the booster support, like Brent said, hey, you got to have booster support, and baseball boosters are one of the best. That, along with band and football and the rest of them, are really good. Ethan in Texas is known for football, but I'm going to tell you what, Texas baseball, high school baseball is probably as good as anywhere in the country. Do they have a lot of pressure on their high school baseball coaches also like football?
Yeah, especially in like different parts. I mean, obviously football is king, but I mean, there's many schools that baseball is, they're kind of, it's few schools that are known for their baseball and their traditions and all their state championships and stuff like that. So
I think Mosley being so good for so long, it forced every other principal, because people get jealous. They want to be a winner like that. And so it's made these principals sit down and, hey, we got to win. And when it doesn't happen, after a period of time, they bring another baseball coach in to get what Mosley's got. And now I think we've all kind of, I don't know if we've caught them, but everybody's catching up with them. Bozeman's always been that way. Yeah. It's always been Bozeman and Mosley since the last 20 years. Does that sound right? But I tell you what's going on at the beach, Hudson at Bay, I think great things are going to happen in baseball here in Bay County.
And it is happening. It's amazing what they're doing. And I know that when Billy was still at Bay High, Billy May, he wanted a baseball. We played baseball together at Bay High and graduated there with them. So he wanted a great coach to come in, and Hudson became available.
Billy May's a good man. He's a principal. He's still a principal.
Jinx.
That's right. He went to Jinx. That's right.
Yes.
And I believe Grady's down there with him, correct? Didn't Grady go down there?
Grady is with him, and just putting out some prayers. Grady just had open heart surgery.
Grady did?
This week they had to rush him down to Shands, and but I talked to Billy yesterday, and he said the surgery went well, and he's doing really great now. But
I had no idea. Bless his heart.
It's been a tough year for him.
Yeah. Wow. So,
his wife
Yeah.
passed away, and
Bless his heart. We hired him over to Arnold and it opened up. Did a great job for us, and what a wonderful guy. All right, let's take a break real quick, and we'll get back. Sorry we didn't get Moses Coach on. We'll try to get him on next week. Anyway, let's talk about some of our great people. We're talking about injuries. Dr. Chad Mitchell, Tommy knows Chad very well. Legendary doctor here in Bay County. He's been on the sidelines. This will be his 24th year coming. Can you believe that? 24 years.
I can believe it. I remember when he first came.
Yeah, Arnold High School. He's on the sidelines. Arnold a lot. Does a great job. You get any type of injury, go see Chad. I'm serious. Don't put it off. Call, make an appointment. Go see Chad. They do an incredible job over there. He's into the robotic surgeries and stuff. He's on top line of everything. He knows what's going on, the latest things that are happening. Guy's incredible. You can listen to him here on Monday morning. It's Dr. Chad Mitchell. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. You have to have a great time. We have a great time on Thursday nights down there. Karaoke. They also have $5 pitchers. You buy one small draft beer. You buy one small margarita, house wines. Buy one, next one's free. Lunch specials Monday through Friday. Get down there and have a great time with them. They're right across the street from the Navy base on Thomas Drive. Really, the only business that made it big time there. The people love the food and the atmosphere. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue. We got the man, the myth, the legend in here, Ethan Boyd, back from Mexico. I saw those pictures. The price of your advertising is going up. They're going to be on the internet if I don't, I saw them. I did see them. I don't know who sent them to me, but I'm going to use them against you. Did y'all have a good time?
Yeah, great time.
And your kids, bless their heart, I'm glad they're safe. They were out there, that tornadoes were coming through. He's having a good time down in Mexico. Kids are in a bunker somewhere trying to survive.
They were fine. Grandma and Grandpa had them, so, they were fine.
Rudy's Barbecue, they were good. They were
they were fed.
Now, listen, you're talking about these booster clubs. Could you get up with a booster club, say, at Bay High School? I know somebody that used to be the booster club president there. And you do a fundraiser. It's like, hey, we need to do something. We need to have a Bay Day at Rudy's Restaurant. And we're going to bring a lot of people in there. We can use that Leighton. Have you been in the back room there? Laureline Leighton room. That's my granddaughter's
right.
big picture back there. We're renting it out. I do get a percentage of that. But we need to do something like that. Get everybody in there.
We've partnered with different schools for different sponsorships.
We need to think about that. All right. We'll be right back. This is Tommy Santamont Station, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, 102.1 Mariana, and 101.9 Port St. Joe. Be right back. Ethan Boyd, Tommy Santamont, Brent Brown. Who called?
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Bestway Portable Buildings has been your portable building specialist since 1989. Before you invest your hard-earned money someplace else, owner Jason Mulder invites you to stop by Bestway and get a quote on just about any size building. And whether you buy with Bestway or not, it's worth the trip just to meet Bestway Buddy. Say hello, buddy. Good boy. Bestway Portable Buildings, just north of Harts Marine on 231, and online at bestwayportablebuildings.com. The best in portable, period. Tell them Buddy sent ya.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Phone lines are open. 850-215-6290. The Coach James Hale Show is taking your calls live and local. From the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Brent's Brown with us this morning. Brent, did you think it'd be this crazy? I know you listen to us in the mornings. Did you know it'd be?
I'm having a good time. I listen every morning, and
well, I appreciate that, man.
Especially that Thursday when you get Tommy and Jeremy in here.
That's what I hear. I never hear anybody say, "Well, we like what you say," but we do like it when Tommy's here and Ethan's here. Anyway, somebody's got to lead them. Lead them, let them go. We got Rob on the phone. Rob, how you doing, buddy? Rob, did he hang up?
No, he's still there. Sounds like
There
he's
you
still
go.
there.
Hey, buddy, what you doing?
Pay attention.
Outside of Tipton, Georgia, heading up to Water Rapids. How are y'all this morning?
We couldn't be better. What's going on?
We've got a family funeral. We all left out early to make a trip up this way, see some of the...
Oh, this is Jeremy.
relatives.
Jeremy.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry. We thought it was Rob.
Nope, you got Jeremy.
Hey, I'm glad
I
we do,
recognize
buddy.
your voice, Jeremy. Big time.
So, y'all got a full house in there today?
Well, when you're not here, we got to load it up to try to lift the show up to get what. Yeah, you know how it is. We talk about Tommy all the time when he's not around. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Jeremy. Jeremy, we got
Hey,
Brent.
morning.
Jeremy, we got Brent Brown here. Is it okay if he writes us all a check from the church?
Yeah. You just tell him to go ahead and open it up.
Oh my God. Hey, what do you got for us today, man?
Are you making a visit to Tuscaloosa to see if you got any eligibility for the quarterback slot?
I don't know, man. Hey, I think Brent, he loves Bama too. I don't think we're that bad at that position. Simpson hurt his thumb on the first series of the game. His thumb hit. He's going to be in a cast for 4 weeks. So he's a lot better than what he showed out that game. But I do have concerns when Saban's bringing a quarterback in. As a matter of fact, I guess he was there yesterday, the Notre Dame quarterback. He was there yesterday, I believe. And that kind of tells you right there we are hurting at quarterback, because if we weren't, Nick wouldn't have him there, right?
That's right. He wouldn't go shopping around if he was settled on what he saw.
Yeah. I don't know, Jeremy. This could be the beginning. I'm telling you, man, we got to keep an eye on LSU. LSU's receivers are unbelievable. The quarterback's back. They're always good on defense. Brian Kelly can coach. They might be a new kid on the block in the West.
Yeah. We were talking last week, possibility of losing 3. I mean, that without QB play, that's entirely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some strong games. Texas and LSU staring right at you. So a lot more question marks going into the summer than answers.
Jeremy, I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you something. And Brent, you can jump in if you like. The one game I have them getting upset, I think they're going to lose on the road at Texas A&M. I went back and I watched all those A&M games. I went to them when they're in Tuscaloosa. I go to them. They've always beaten A&M with a big play. Texas A&M now is like Auburn. They're like Georgia. They've beaten Bama. They're not scared of them anymore. I just don't see us making those big plays if we don't have a quarterback to get those receivers. Then the receivers got to catch the ball. They dropped the ball quite a bit in the spring game.
That's terrible.
So I'm worried. Just look at it last year. We didn't have Bryce Young, and A&M right there at the end of the game, we're lucky to win that one. I told you today, write that down. A&M's going to beat Bama next year on the road.
Well,
am I crazy?
I don't know if it's A&M, but I do think that there's an upset staring us down just because of the gauntlet that they're going to have to run navigating the SEC West.
Yeah. What about Texas? Week 2.
Yeah, Texas
week 2 scares me to death. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sarkisian wants that one badly.
That's right.
Yeah, and he's talking. I saw some articles. They're feeling pretty good about themselves over Texas right now.
They thought they had last year, so he's really wanting to come in this year. So.
Yeah. Jeremy was at the game last year.
Oh, yeah. Well, believe me, we know.
Yeah.
And he played a lot of young offensive linemen last year at Texas. The quarterback got hurt. So, I don't know. This could be an interesting year for Alabama. They might win them all. I know one thing. The rest of the team's loaded. We got players all over the field, every position. I talked to them up there. They feel good about everything except for that one thing. And that one thing's pretty big.
Yeah, but didn't they have like 12 sacks in that game? And I know they playing tag with the quarterback, but anyway,
yeah,
the offensive line did
the left tackle. We got a concern for our left offensive tackle. That play's got to be better there. But I think we're going to run the ball a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one to chew on, and it begs the question of a first-year offensive coordinator. Will Tommy Rees adjust to the personnel he has and make the changes that may look like the joyous murder ball, because I think we can run the ball fairly well, or will he be committed to a system even if he doesn't have the right players? And that's going to be something worth watching, because we're all wondering what he's going to do as the OC, just like we're wondering what's going to happen on the defensive side of the ball. But what does he do knowing he might have a deficit? We've had managerial quarterbacks. I mean, that's always been, McElroy, Coker, they've come through and we've been fine. But what will Reese do as the OC?
That's great what you just said. I'm with you 100%. I can't wait to find out. But one thing everybody remember, we got to start the games quickly. We cannot have a bad game. You're going to be about 10, maybe 15 less plays next year in college football with the clock going to NFL, the new rules and everything like that. Brent, you hear about that? No more stopping the clock. It's going to keep running it. That's going to change college football. I'm telling you now, people don't understand. You can't have a bad series. And maybe that might help Bama, though. Less plays for the other team's offense if we're going to be a pound and ground team, control the clock, and win games like we used to. That might be a good thing. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the 40, 50-point version of Alabama is probably gone. I think winning games now will be mid to upper 20s, low 30s, with a little more tenacity on defense.
Jeremy, don't you think he looked back? I'll never forget him after the game shaking Kirby's hand. You could see what he said. He said, "You kicked our butts."
Yeah,
in the fourth quarter. Georgia is winning by not having an explosive offense. I mean, they wear you down. They're still the old Alabama way. They're physical. They're big up front on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
So maybe he saw that and he wants to get back to that. What do you think about that?
I think you're right. Strength on strength here. Watching Georgia is like watching a boa constrictor. Not very exciting. It sure sucks the life out of the opponent.
Yeah, and their quarterback was not a highly rated quarterback. He was a walk-on that got better and better because they developed players at Georgia pretty good and did a great job. I don't think he's going to get drafted high. Do you guys think he's going to get drafted high?
No, I
don't know if he get. Yeah,
most people are saying really later, undrafted
at all. So we can still have a great year. I know it's kind of gloom and doom, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, just wanted to holler at you guys. Brent, glad you're in there today. I know you got a big day for the family and for the community with the 40th anniversary there at Frank Brown Park. So I wanted to call in and just glad to have you in the studio today. Missed seeing all of you, but we'll be back next week.
All right, Jeremy, I appreciate it, and y'all be safe on your travels.
Jeremy, you coming back after the funeral, or are you going to stay up there?
Yeah, we're gonna ease back this evening and kind of watch this weather. Y'all do the same thing. It's supposed to be pretty nasty out here.
Yeah, you're up where you're at. I saw you better be careful. Might want to spend the night. I don't know. Be careful. Hey, listen. Any problems? I can do church Sunday. I'm ready. I got a sermon ready to go.
Hey, Jeremy, stay back. Let's see what he can do.
Hang back. Okay.
I wouldn't want to follow Jeremy. Jeremy's too good. I take that back. I'm not doing that.
All right. Y'all be good.
All right. You be careful. Thanks for calling, Jeremy. Jeremy Prison. All right, Ethan, great. That was really good. That's one of the better ones you had.
No, that was the Bama update.
That's right.
Now at 8, we can do something different.
We'll do it different. All right, we get back. Tommy Santamont is going to talk about FSU, everything's going on over there. And let's talk about some more of our great people in here. And again, I encourage you, get down to Rudy's Barbecue. That's one of the few restaurants I know of that are outstanding that you can have 3 meals. Hey, Wildcat, did you like the food he brought in this morning? I noticed you got the bag in there, and we got 4 other people in here. He doesn't even ask anybody wants it. Unbelievable.
He's got his Kentucky shirt on. I know. Is that for Will Levis today? What's going on?
He knows something. He's betting him #1 pick.
Yeah.
I can't wait tonight. 6 o'clock, ESPN. You can also watch on NFL Network, but I can't wait to watch the NFL Draft tonight. So first 2 could be Bama guys. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, let's talk some more about some Blue Sky Express Car Wash. They got a brand new one over in town. Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
Coming along, looking good.
Baby. That's not too far from your place either. Mm-hmm. Also, we'll talk about newbies in just a second. Where am I at? I tell you where I'm at. I'm at Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski. They got a new one, Tommy, open up on 23rd Street. right over there, kind of near Granny's. I think. Oh, I shouldn't say that because I got to make sure. I'll let Jason talk about that later. But hey, that's great for everybody in town. They don't have to drive all the way over to Pier Park to get their fix from Jason Kovaleski. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Ethan, you've been there. You know how good it is. Tommy, you've been there. You know how good it is. Just don't take Glenn Manley with you because he takes all the food home with him. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. 3 restaurants in one. You got the bakery, you got the deli, and you got the best pizza you'll get anywhere. Paparazzi. And Brent, you know he's a retired police officer, the guy that owns it. John is a retired police officer, unbelievable guy, FSU guy, by the way. But get out there to Paparazzi, tell him Coach sent you. We'll be right back. Tommy Santamont, FSU, 104.3, ESPN, Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Hey, man, you're taking some leaps now. You are really taking some leaps. I mean, Baker's going to get fired, and they're going to go get Dion already.
Just wondering.
And Billy's going to be in town on the 8th?
No. Don't tell him I asked you that.
Weekday morning 7 to 9. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Thursday morning. A weather front stalled over the region. Moisture coming in from Texas. That's going to give us cloud showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Friday. The high temperature during the day in the 70s, close to 80, and it'll be about 65 to 70 tonight. More showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A 2-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We got Brent Brown with us this morning. Coming in, you're really filling in for Jeremy Pridgeon, Tommy Santamont, Ethan Boyd, and now one of the greatest coaches in high school baseball throughout the country. I don't even know how many state championships he won in Georgia. Mosley's head baseball coach, Coach Howard. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I appreciate y'all having me.
Oh, man, anytime. Are you back? Are you back officially on the field now?
I am. Yes, sir.
Good
I've been
job.
in the dugout the last 2 games. And of course, I was really on the field. I could practice our club. I just couldn't go to the game. So,
How
it
tough?
wasn't like I was totally divorced.
Yeah, how tough was that for you, not being able to do your thing on game day and being with the players? That'd have to drive you crazy.
Well, it was tough adjusting, but the main thing is I felt like I was still connected, though, during the practices. And, we got an outstanding staff that really made it easier, too. So, I was just trying to, I told them I was like a flight instructor. I give them the instructions, and it was their job to go out and execute. And we come back and review. But, the parents set me up where I could stream it so I could watch it, too. So,
yeah.
And, it wasn't the best world, but we made the best of it, and our staff. And made it a lot easier, I promise you.
All right, what you got coming up here? I know the district's coming up pretty soon, but do you have any more games before the district tournament?
No, sir. Not now.
Okay, so who's y'all's first district game? Where's it being played? Give us a little rundown.
We're going to host the first game on Tuesday, and we'll play the winner of Crestview and Niceville.
Okay.
So on Tuesday. They'll play on Monday night, and we'll play them on whoever the winner is on Tuesday night.
Yeah, have you what do you think about those two teams?
Well, you know, I mean, everybody down here is good. Everybody's got an arm or two. They're very dangerous. I've seen Crestview play early, real early. We played Niceville in the fall, so you know, I know they got players too. So it's not going to be easy. I mean, everybody down here is, you know, it's got a chance to beat you if you're not playing.
What was it like losing Hudson? I mean, I watched some highlights of him. He looked like a stud. I mean, he looks good, a good-looking kid, plays hard.
He is.
Yeah, talk about him a little bit.
He's a great kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was huge. And a lot of people, you know, he was leading the state in strikeouts when he got hurt. And the other thing people don't realize, he was such a good athlete. I mean, he was our center fielder. He was a great defender. And, just having his voice and presence in the dugout was huge. And, besides just missing the physical ability, but he had an emotional attachment and connection with the players, and they all looked to him. And when he went out on the mound, we played a lot better when he was on the mound, and I could coach a lot easier when he was on the mound.
Coach,
he made me look good. He made all of us look good.
Coach Howard, this is Tommy Sainamont. When y'all played South Walton, I assume did they pitch their best pitcher against you? I'm sure they probably did.
They threw one of them, and they threw. They had some games that, we beat them over there, and then they came back and beat us at our place. So,
right.
They got a quality team, and they're really, really fun to watch because they do a lot of things well and got good pitching. So they're gonna be a tough out. I can tell you that. Whoever plays them.
Yeah.
Coach, how have you enjoyed coaching in the area?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, we got great support there. It's a good program, and the school is great. And I found out a long time ago. You got to get the school right first, and then the leadership at the school, and therefore, it just makes it a lot easier when you got quality kids that want to be, quality people. They want to be quality students. And then baseball comes next, and baseball is just a byproduct because they're raised right, and they're just outstanding young men.
All right, the schedule you played, do you feel like you guys are ready now? That injury, I don't know how you overcome that, but you got to. That y'all had probably.
We lost Will Simpson. We lost another kid the next week on an ACL. I never had an ACL in my 40 years of coaching, and I've had two in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He was our first baseman and a left-handed hitter, and he was our 5-hole hitter, and so I told the coaches, I got suspended, and I was worried. I wouldn't drive close to the bridge going over the bay, and then Hudson got hurt. I stayed in the middle, and then Simpson gets hurt. I get somebody to drive me over the bridge now.
That's funny.
Hey, you know that year one's always the toughest year. You got to go through everything bad the first year.
I know it.
It'll get better.
It hasn't been easy, but we still got quality players. So that's the key. And then that's the difference in a program and a good team. So we got some other guys that's got to step up, and Jordan Martinez has really threw well for us, and so he's going to have to down the stretch, and so is Jacob Lysy. So we'll see. But we got some quality players still out, I promise.
Hey, Coach, this is Tommy Sainamont again, and speaking from the administrative side of athletics, I'd like to tell you and let you know that we really appreciate you being in Bay County. You are a super great coach. You got a great resume, and we appreciate you being here and taking care of our kids here in Bay County. And we wish you the very best of luck, and I know you're going to and you are doing a great job at Mosley. We appreciate you. We really do.
Well, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody down here, and I feel blessed to be here. And I think there's a reason why I'm here. But I've been a good coach because I had outstanding players. And there's never been a coach, a good one especially, that didn't have great players. So I've been blessed in that respect too. But I appreciate the kind words, and we're just trying to get better every day.
Right. Coach, thank you so much for coming on. I know you're busy. We'll call you next Friday, and we'll talk about how you did. Thank you so much for coming on, Coach.
No, thank y'all. Thanks for the coverage. Yes, sir. All right.
Good job. I tell you, he's a good man. Good man. Glad to have him back. Tommy, I don't like that. Do they have that in Texas? You got a pitch rule in Texas?
There's some kind of rule. I had to go back and look.
Yeah,
but I know there was some stuff. I was never a pitcher, so I didn't pertain to me.
You were a catcher, weren't you?
No, I was outfield, second base, bench warmer.
You could play anywhere. You could play anywhere.
Water boy.
I could make a linebacker out of him, I'm telling you. Or a running back, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tommy, anyway, I thought that was ridiculous they suspended him like that. I thought fine him and let him keep on coaching. You're involved with those people down there. To me, I've always, every time I've dealt with them, I always think they're going to try to get in your pocketbook somehow. I mean, they do. They take money for your spring games. They take money for your games, the playoff games, and everything else. So anyway, I'll shut up.
Well, the only good thing about it, if you didn't have FHSAA, it would be sports in Florida would be in chaos. You got to have a governing agency over everything.
You're right. You're right.
That's what they do, and I mean they get a lot of criticism, especially fines and how much money they do this and that. And we know that staff has grown just tremendously in the last 15 to 20 years.
Tommy was great. Ethan was great. You could go to the state, meet with them, and they'd listen to you. And sometimes they agree with you, and sometimes they wouldn't. But we were 500 with them. We went down at one time, and they listened to us, and they agreed with us, and they did what we wanted. The other time, it was my old county AD, and he was the superintendent where I used to work in Lake Wales. I love John Stewart. And Tommy, I go with him. We sitting there having a good time. And Stewart knew me, so he knew what I was doing. He kind of smiles. I forgot what we were trying to do.
I don't know.
Anyway, he goes, I can't do that. We always laugh. We knew we were going to get it anyway. We tried. But Tommy was great. Any school in Bay County, he would take care of. You go down there, he'd fight for you. And Tommy, really, you did a wonderful job. Mm-hmm. And but that was. Do you still keep all those guys?
Oh, yeah. I'm still a member of the Florida High School Athletic Association. I mean, it's FIAAA, Florida Interscholastic Athletic Administrative Association, and that's the State Athletic Director Association. I'm still involved. Matter of fact, we're going down Thursday, and we do a silent auction every year. We've been doing it for probably 30 years. We raise money for scholarships for kids. So, and the good thing about the conference, it'll be Friday, Saturday, and they finish up on Monday. Is the FHSA, the whole staff's there. Yeah. They go over all the rules and regulations, and they talk to all the athletic directors. If you're an athletic director in the state of Florida, you're automatically a member of FIAAA. You automatically become a member. So it's very important for the athletic directors to go to that conference because it's very informative. Yeah. Plus, you get to meet all these other ADs and get to talk with them about issues going on, and it's just a good time.
Now, Don Bridges was our AD at Lake Wales. Loved Don. He was a baseball coach there, great baseball coach. He went on and became the county AD of Polk County. Was he ever the director of the Florida High School Athletic Association? Because I think he wanted that job.
He applied for it and did not get it. Yeah. But you're right, he did want to have it. But
you ever see? Is he still
I hadn't seen him at the last 3 or 4 conferences, but he used to come to them. But I've not seen him here lately.
Brent, I want to talk to you about Pat Pernod. You know Pat.
Yes.
He does great things at Lynn Haven. He just got elected to something.
He's re-elected to commissioner there.
Yeah, that's right. Does
for Lynn Haven for his ward.
You've known him a long time, right?
I have, yes.
He does a lot of great things for the community.
Pat has done things for me personally with my groups. We had a Challenger baseball program that we did at RL Turner Baseball. 15 years. He fed them. Anytime we wanted to come, he'd feed them there. He gave us the the helium for balloons. March of Dimes. He sponsored us for the March of Dimes for years. I was director for 18 years, volunteer director for the March of Dimes, and he just did great things for us. Athletically, he rarely turns anybody down. I don't know how he makes it sometimes, but if you come in there, he's willing to help you put signs up. He does everything.
You remember, I don't know if you remember or not, we used to do our TV shows over there. All the football coaches go there, and Scott Rawson would be there. He'd feed us. There'd be people in there eating. It was great. They got the best French fries anywhere. But get out to Beef O'Brady, have a good time, and don't forget on Wednesdays, $9.99 Wings Day is really good. You get 10 wings, big old wings, and a drink for $9.99. Can't beat that. And that's from 11:30 to 3 on Wednesdays. But get out to Beef O'Brady's. You live over in Lynn Haven, have a great lunch day. Tell Pat we sent you in there. We'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and staff meteorologist Tim Root for up-to-the-minute weather reports all day long.
Moving northwestward into the Gulf of Mexico by the weekend.
In-depth storm coverage.
Gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Good Thursday morning. A weather front stalled over the region. Moisture coming in from Texas. That's going to give us cloud showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Friday. The high temperature during the day in the 70s, close to 80, and it'll be about 65 to 70 tonight. More showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Ellis Agency Insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVO2 Port St. John, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
By now, you've heard us talking about Tiger TV Pro. Hi, David Hayes from the Afternoon Underdogs, here to remind you about this incredible streaming service with over 6,000 premium channels. And the cost, you ask? $15 a month. Yes, only $15 a month. Every sports channel is available, including the ACC and SEC network, the NFL, NBA, MLB, HBO, Showtime, and thousands more. For more info, go to our website at espnpc.com. Scroll down and click the Tiger logo.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll. We got some good Bama people here today. Tommy, you used to like Bear Bryant and pull for Bear.
Yeah. I'm born and raised in Bay Minette, Alabama.
We got some great stuff for you down Bama. We're going to hold over because I got a story. I want to hear the story from Brent, Mr. Brent Brown here. His daddy, Hall of Fame, Southern Mississippi. Mother, Southern Mississippi graduate. The Harvard of the South, academically. Why do you laugh when I say that?
I just do.
Your daddy knew Paul. Oh, Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Local people taking care of locals here in the Panhandle. The guy does an incredible job. Chad Mitchell, Ryan Mulvey. I can't even name all the people who've been through here that went with him. And I mean, Chad got a brand new, a bunch of us got brand new. Jason Kovaleski. And everybody's talking about how honest he is. Hard workers. They're on time. They do an incredible job. If it breaks down anytime, day or night, they're there for you. They'll correct all problems. You want to get serviced about. I always do mine right before summer, right before winter. If you got an old one and all it does is run, I'm looking at Tommy right now. All it does is run. Okay? All it does is run. That lets your bill's high. Get another one. Bite the bullet. Tommy's got one that's been there for 40 years. You get older, you get cold. You walk in Tommy's house like an oven. I mean, I said, Tommy, it's kind of hot in here. No, it feels good. It feels good. That hot air is just blowing out in August.
As you get older, you stay cold all the time. So I like.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We got to get you a Stevenson, brand new Stevenson air conditioning.
I've got a brand new Stevenson air conditioner.
All right, good. All right, Brent. Your daddy knew Paul Bear Bryant. I grew up idolizing Paul Bear Bryant.
Yeah, well, we did too, and he knew him before I was born. So some of this I'm just getting by word of mouth from my brothers and Dad a little bit. But no, he knew Bear Bryant, and when he was coaching again, Dad coached for 10 years from in Mississippi, Alabama, and here at Bay High. He got to know Bear Bryant. He had kids go to Alabama. When they had scholars, he had good athletes here. He wanted them to go somewhere. He wanted them to go to the next level. And so they would go to Southern Miss, or he would send them to Alabama, anywhere he could find something. But Dad was always looking, if a kid played ball and worked hard and had good grades, he would try to help the coaches get them somewhere. So that was, and when he was administrator at elementary school, he still went to every game. He knew what he was looking for. So he was kind of a scout in this area for some of the schools.
Wow. Were they close? Were they pretty close, or just?
Didn't run up and go have dinner with him every time, but but Dad could call him. He knew he could talk to him if he needed to.
Get him on the phone. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now.
He knew him well enough that they could talk. But if he had somebody he thought could play for him, he'd answer the phone. He wanted somebody to come.
Well, he knew your dad knew what he was talking about too.
Yes,
and so he wasn't wasting his time.
Yes, my dad and my uncle both knew they were really good coaches, and football and baseball.
Do you ever remember one particular story about Bear Bryant from your dad or from your family members?
That just Dad would just talk about him. That was really more it. We would go to games periodically. We'd go up, but we went to a lot of games. Dad was loved to go see football everywhere.
Don't you all, everybody in this room, don't you all agree he was probably the most famous college football coach in the history of football, college football? Newt Rockne was big, but I still think Bear Bryant was the biggest, because he hit it just right when college football was going on TV, 60s, 70s. He was the king of college football to me.
Oh, I think he was, personally, because he just exemplified football, college football. He was just there, and he won.
Yeah.
And he knew when he had to change, he changed. He didn't just stay status quo. So it was fun to watch some of those documentaries on him that show how he had to move Alabama into a new direction sometimes. And
at A&M, when he about killed half the team, that they got a movie about the Junction Boys. Yeah. They had a reunion of it, and those kids loved him. The ones that stayed loved him. Not many stayed, but the ones that did loved him.
The ones that survived.
The ones that survived.
Tommy, don't you think Bear was probably the biggest it got?
Yeah. Coach Bowden was too.
Yeah.
Coach Bowden and Coach Bryant's two different people. I mean, they were different personalities.
And Bobby loved Bear Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Bowden loved Bear Bryant. But I just think in the South, everybody thought he was it. I mean, I don't care if you're in Kentucky, where she coached in Kentucky, Florida, Georgia. I know the respect the people in Georgia had for him. But then I got older and I listened to Mal Moore. Mal Moore would come down here to Bay Point, and I forgot the guy's house. He's gone now. I can't think his name, forgive me. But anyway, I've heard Mal Moore talk about Coach Bryant. And Mal Moore said, when I went to Notre Dame, Hess, I think his name was, somebody, the big wheels at Notre Dame, the priest or whatever it is, had a hat on. It was a Bear Bryant hat. And he came down there, and Mal Moore goes, I sure like that hat you got on. He goes, Paul gave it to me. So the guy, he's like, what? Yeah, Paul. And he had a letter up there in Notre Dame from Bear Bryant. They had framed up there in their trophy place. And Paul Bear Bryant, University of Alabama head football coach, all that stuff. Really cool. But I think people throughout the country loved Bear or respected Bear because he was on TV all the time. I mean, the name Bear, a big man. Oh my God, Bear. Why does he want to come on? He doesn't know anything about baseball anymore. Let's take this phone call. Let's bring this phone call on.
I'm not calling about baseball.
Oh, hey, Bill. I didn't know you could hear that. What are you doing?
Yeah. I knew you hit the button.
What are you doing, man? You interrupted my Alabama update. I would only let you. You're the only person can interrupt the Alabama update.
If I was worried about we're ruining the Alabama update, I wouldn't ever be able to call. That's all y'all talk about.
Amen.
What do you got for us today?
I don't know. Am I on the air before I say anything?
Yes. Don't say anything bad. You're on the air.
First of all, Brent, how did you fall in with such a crowd? I've known Brent all his life. You know, I don't understand, but I just wanted to take a minute. You know, y'all were talking about Coach Brown and just tell you what not only a great coach, but just a fine man and a fine gentleman that he was. We all grew up together in the same church, and Coach Brown and my dad were friends. They watched a lot of ball games at Oakland Terrace together, and you know, he actually my father-in-law was a quarterback at Bay High in the 50s, and Coach Brown had a huge influence on his life. So I won't take up a lot of time, but I just wanted to comment. I mean, he was a great man, great gentleman. His mother loved her to death. He was truly a great guy. Anything they name after him that they did, it's certainly deserved. It wasn't, you know, for no reason at all.
Well, Bill, we appreciate it. And like I said, our family's been friends forever. And your dad and my dad were great friends, sit out there and watch ball games together. And our moms knitted together and crocheted and all that. But no, Bill and I played ball together back in the day, too. So
many years ago. Many years ago. I think at one point I played with all the Brown boys at one time.
We're all up there, that's for sure. So,
Bill was pretty good, wasn't he? Bill was pretty good.
Bill was pretty good. He could slap a ball all over the place and get it out of there. So
I've heard stories about him.
He's so petite, so you know it's hard to think that he could hit one out. But
not very noticeable. Not very noticeable.
But no,
I won't take up a lot of your time, but I just wanted to comment on Coach Brown and having known him, growing up, knowing him, and like Brent said, our families were great friends. But he was always a true gentleman, and you know, my father-in-law tells me he was a fantastic coach and made a huge difference in his life. And he went on to he played in junior college out of Mississippi, and was largely because of Coach Brown. So,
Bill, I want to ask you something before you get off. It is serious with you. You're old enough to remember Paul Bear Bryant. Do you believe? I mean, to me, he was everything. What was your thoughts on him? Do you think he was one of the big names of college football ever?
Well, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you measure by success, you know, he was a fabulous coach. You know, he was the old. I know a couple of people. I've done business with a couple of people that played for him, and they, you know, it was a hard thing to do, but it was very rewarding. He got the best out of you. Is basically what I take away from it. But yeah, I mean, he was, just one of the best coaches that ever lived, obviously.
All right, the great Bill. Tell you what, Dalton and Austin Allen got a pretty great daddy too.
Yes, no, Bill.
Yeah, and if I find him, I'm going to
I find him.
That's pretty good. I'll tell Donna you said that, by the way. All right, Bill.
I know she's not listening this morning, but anyway.
All right,
Brent, I had to comment on it from somebody that knew him, and our families were close, and he deserves all the accolades. He was a great man.
Well, we appreciate it, and hope to see you tomorrow if y'all can make it. That'd be great.
Yeah, I'd love to. I would absolutely love to.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate the call.
All right, guys.
Bill Allen. All right, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. I appreciate every single one of you guys doing a great job. Hey, you know what? All these guys are sponsors. Think about the kind of character and kind of people they are. Everyone we talk about, these are great men. Great men. They run great business, and they raise great kids, too. Ethan Boyd's one of them right here. But I tell you what, man, Michael does a great job. Michael's Health Insurance Solutions, Medicare supplements, Advantage plans, individual, family, group health insurance. He does it all. He's out of town right now, but as soon as he gets back, we're going to have him in here in the studio doing a great job telling you more about this. Tommy, you and I went to Tommy and went to a lot of different people when I turned 65 or before I turned 65 to trying to determine who I'm going to go with, what I'm going to do. And you can't really listen to your buddies because everybody's different. Everybody has different medications they have to take. Tommy and I were kind of the same. And I did listen to Tommy, and I went down and visit with Michael. And I went with him because everything he said, you had said. And he explained to me why I should do these things. I had a lot of questions for him. But he does a great, and not just old people like us, like you and I, they'll do this for everybody. He's got all type of insurance for all your needs. Michael's health insurance, health solution. Give him a call, take care of it. He'll take care of you. Also, Turf Pro, Patrick and his team do a great job. Ethan, do you want that yard looking beautiful? Do you want to look like Tommy Santamont yard? You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. All you got to do is call Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll get it done for you. They
working it every single day.
Yes, sir. You can talk about another great man, Jay Michael.
Oh, yeah.
What a wonderful guy he is. What a life. They could do a movie about his life.
They could do that.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. Might be rated R. Might be rated R.
Might be.
It'd be good. Get out of J. Michael's restaurant. The best seafood you'll get anywhere. Coldest beer, ice cold beer. But I tell you what, on Wednesday, that world famous spaghetti is unbelievable. And our buddy Chuck Tucker, his daddy was a legend around here. He doing okay?
I've heard he's got some issues. But
keep him in your prayers. He's doing good. But
he loved Mosley High School. He took care of Mosley, I'm telling you.
And Thursdays are Mosley Day, but he raised a good son now. Chuck Tucker's a great man. You and Chuck, you know Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck and I have been friends for years. We on the board at R.L. Turner, ran that league for years, and Chuck's a great guy, and he's back and South Oak Title, they're doing a great job over there.
Unbelievable. They are incredible. All right, we'll be right back. ESPN Northwest Florida. Auburn's coming up. Ethan Boyd, are you even here?
I'm here.
We're going to get you in here. We'll be right back.
Your attention, please. ESPN Northwest Florida reminds you it's the law. It's the law. When there's a double red flag, stay out of the water, stick your toes in the sand, grab a cold drink, and listen to live sports.
Swung on, miss, strike three.
On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Double play!
Good Thursday morning. A weather front stalled over the region. Moisture coming in from Texas. That's going to give us cloud showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Friday. The high temperature during the day in the 70s, close to 80, and it'll be about 65 to 70 tonight. More showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Game days are always better at Dave & Buster's. That's because more TV inches, more food and drinks, more space, and more fun make the game we all know and love more special. Nothing beats seeing your favorite team take the field on the two 12-foot big screens or 26 75-inch TVs. Throw in the arcade experience and you've got a winning atmosphere that no other sports bar can deliver. Follow the fun at Dave & Buster's, Panama City Beach on Facebook and Instagram. Eat, drink, play, and watch sports at Dave & Buster's.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James Blummer, all you wonderful Auburn Tigers out there. We got there's a lot of Auburn fans throughout Northwest Florida, and they love those Auburn Tigers, and they should be proud of it. USA Today, Britt, they're not giving a lot of love to Auburn. They came out with their posts. Everybody's doing it now. ESPN, FPI. I mean, 24/7, Fox Sports, CBS, and now USA Today. I'll hit up on theirs. This is what they think is going to happen in 2023 SEC. They have the Auburn Tigers as the 12th best team in the SEC. First year's always your hardest year. He's got to get his players in there. He's put together an outstanding coaching staff. But this is what they've got. The only two teams they have worse than Auburn in 2023, and I think Auburn's going to surprise me. I think it'll be better than that myself. They got Missouri ranked the 13th best, worst team in the SEC, and last they have Vandy. So they have Auburn 12th. That's kind of a slap in the face to the Auburn Tigers, I think.
Yeah, I think it is too, but Freeze is going to bring the level up. He may not have the players he wants right now. He will get them.
Yeah.
But he'll bring what he's got up to a little better level than they were last year.
Let me ask you this. With the transfers and everything, it's kind of slow for. I thought Auburn would be getting more quicker. And he's taking his time, making sure they get the right kids, the right fit. But I am kind of surprised at that. They need to get a quarterback in. Somebody had mentioned Cincinnati's quarterback, maybe the Notre Dame quarterback. There's all the talk about Bama with him. But he's going to get a quarterback in there. I really believe they're going to bring a quarterback in.
Yeah, he will recruit. He'll get them in one way or the other, whether through the portal or some recruiting. But he would make that a lot better. But they've been down a little bit, so people aren't just flocking to Auburn at the moment, but they will.
Oh yeah, great. They got that brand new football facility that's gorgeous. They spent the money on the football stadium. Yeah, Auburn's a great job. There's no doubt about that. The problem is you're getting ready to have Texas, Oklahoma coming in. Timing not meant to be the best. Then again, Nick Saban, 71 years old. Nobody knows how much longer he's going to be there. Could be a good deal for Hugh Freeze when whoever's the coach at Auburn, when Nick Saban retires, is a good thing for the Auburn coach, whoever's there. You talking about Auburn's offense? They haven't ranked in the top 5 in the SEC yards per play since 2014. That's not good. It's 2014.
Yeah, that's not good.
No. So they got to get the offense going, which they will. He's an offensive guy. He knows how to develop quarterbacks. He took an Auburn reject when he was at Liberty, made him into a really good football player, and everybody's hoping he'll do the same thing with Bobby Ashford. They're hoping that he can turn him around because he's such a great athlete and take it to the house at running the football. Now can he develop his arm? That was to be determined. One of the reasons they said they're not too high on Auburn because of the offensive line. I don't know if they realized Auburn brought in about 5 offensive linemen from all over the country, and the ones they brought in were pretty good football players. I think the line's going to be better than what they think. I think the biggest weakness for the Auburn Tigers is the wide receiver position. I don't know who they're going to be, and I know he's going to try to get some guys in there at wide receiver.
Yeah, he's got to get some people that can make some explosive plays, do some things.
Right.
They're just kind of flat at that part. But bringing that line in, you give that quarterback more time to look around and find somebody. It's going to make a difference for them.
Another problem, Ethan, when you look at Auburn, and you know this being in a great state of Texas, and it's going to really, in the future, I think the biggest recruit, 2 of the schools you're going to have to really deal with recruiting, actually 3. A&M, you're going to have to worry about Texas and recruiting, going head-to-head against them, LSU, and Oklahoma. Oklahoma's most of their team comes from Texas, the great state of Texas. When you're at Auburn, you're fighting every day against Alabama and Georgia, the 2 of the best teams in college football. So that's another thing that's tough for them. What do you think? You think Hugh Freeze first year, some have him going 5-6, 6-6? There's a lot of people saying if he's 6-6 the first year, that's a great record. What do you think?
I mean, I think, looking at the schedule, I mean, so he's got to take care of the first 3. You'd think for sure
they'll beat Cal.
You would think he's going to go 3-0 going to the A&M game. Obviously, he's got A&M on the road, Georgia at home, which is tough, at LSU, Ole Miss at home.
Those 4 there,
it's tough.
He's going to have to get at least one win there.
You would think he needs to win 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, Mississippi State coming home, and then go to Vandy, to Arkansas, New Mexico State, Alabama. I mean, it's a tough. I mean, I do see. I definitely think 6-6 is very doable. I mean, he plays it well.
Tommy, look at that. He's what Ethan's talking about. Look what you got: A&M physical football team, Georgia physical football team, LSU physical football team. Ole Miss is going to be good, guys. Mm-hmm. That's 4 in a row. He could lose all 4 of those games.
Yeah,
that's a physically hard on your body when you play back-to-back 4 teams like that.
Well, and the hardest part is if he loses, he goes 3-0. And then he loses those 4, what's going to be the morale of the team, the boosters, all the noise on the outside, which, I mean, that's just where it would get hard. And we don't know where the bye week is in the middle of all that. So
if he wins the first 3, and he can get just
5 in a row, then.
if he can just get one, if he can just get one win out of the next 4,
yeah.
If he can get even one at A&M, they usually play good at A&M.
They do. They do play really
Georgia, ain't gonna happen. I don't see Auburn losing. LSU, I don't think it's gonna happen at LSU. Mm-mm. If they can get Ole Miss, then I think the rest of the year, I think the next 4 they can win. I think they can. Mississippi State coach, I don't know much about him. Bless his heart. You lose your head football coach. Everybody loved him. You change your offense up. I don't know about Mississippi State year 1. I think it's going to be tough for State. I think they beat State. They're going to beat Vandy. I think they can beat Arkansas. I do. So that's 3 wins.
Yeah.
Then the last game, who is? I don't even know who it is. New Mexico State. That's a win. So they could actually win the last 4. Have a lot of momentum going into the Iron Bowl. And Brent, when Alabama goes into Jordan Hare, you never know what's going to happen.
No, since they changed that from going to Legion Field, you go home and home, boy. Yeah. It's a whole nother ball game now.
Yeah, that's like a bowl game.
Yeah.
All right, I want to get off. I want to get into what do you got for? We're talking about LSU. What do you have to?
Well, I mean,
and Georgia.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously Georgia's won the last 2 national championships, and you'd say most people are saying 3-peat, but they had a list basically saying the 8 teams they think they could upset Georgia this year. Obviously, I think most people would know. Obviously, Ohio State, Michigan, LSU's on the list, Bama's on the list, Florida State's there. I think USC's there. I think the 2 kind of surprise picks, obviously Tennessee, people are kind of saying they don't have big odds, but Tennessee has a shot where they could make a run and upset Georgia. And then I think the last one is actually Texas. Well, I think it's a little surprising for most people to see them on there, but they do play in the weak Big 12. Really, Big 12 this year is going to be down. They probably can run the table and make the playoff just by losing to Bama and then running the Big 12. You get in the playoff, you never really know what will happen. But that's kind of the surprise team I saw on the list. It was kind of like, man, I'd be interested to see what the Big 12 does do. The other one for me not on there is Oregon, just because Bo Nix is a fifth year quarterback. They looked pretty good last year for most of the year, and then Washington.
And the head football coach knows all about Georgia.
Yeah,
he came from Georgia.
And then Washington as well. Those are the 2 from the Pac-12 that weren't on the list that maybe have a shot at. I don't know. USC's kind of running that show on the West Coast, in my opinion.
That quarterback, I'm telling you guys, Tennessee's got 2 quarterbacks that can play. That freshman is the real deal, but the kid transferred from Michigan there. What's his Milton.
Yeah.
Man, he's getting better and better. I watched the spring game. I'm worried about Tennessee. Alabama, they come into Tuscaloosa. I'm worried sick about Tennessee. I could see Tennessee upsetting them there. I don't think it's going to happen.
Again, Georgia's probably going to lose 11 to 12 players in the draft again this year.
They lost 15, and they
15
won
last year.
And won 15 games in the national.
They're probably going to lose. I mean, they're definitely going to lose at least 10, and it's going to be defensive heavy again. I mean, they're going to probably lose 2 or 3 on offense, but it's going to be 6 or 7 really good defensive players leaving again. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're going to reload. They have 5 stars and 4 stars waiting, but like you said, Tennessee. I mean, you never know.
Brent, what do you think? I don't think Michigan's going to beat Georgia, even though their quarterback's back. I do think Michigan's going to make the playoffs. I think they're going to win the Big Ten again. Their quarterback's coming back. Ohio State's Ohio State. They're going to be there. They're going to be good. I don't know. I haven't seen a team beat Georgia from another conference. I mean, Georgia just blows them out. Mm-hmm. Tennessee, maybe.
It's at Tennessee after they play Ole Miss.
Ole Miss will be a tough game, but it's at Georgia. I don't think.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's going to beat Georgia?
Yeah.
Who?
Alabama. If they play in the playoffs, if they play in the
SEC championship game. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest with you. You know who I got winning the SEC West? Don't get mad.
LSU.
Yeah.
I got LSU winning it. So we know what we got at quarterback right now. I'm going with LSU to win the West, and I got Georgia win the East, and I got Georgia win the national championship. Who you got right now? Way too early. Who wins the West? Who wins the East? And who wins the national championship?
Well, is that all?
Well, Georgia's going to win their division. There's nobody going to really over challenge them. Alabama, I still think
they'll get
with the defense is going to pull it down.
Yeah,
but it's going to be a battle. with the national championship, that's a tough one because, I mean, I'm always Alabama, but they've got to get through Georgia, and if they get through Georgia, I think they can beat anybody.
Ethan,
LSU, Tennessee, USC.
Wow. Right there. We got to keep that.
I'm money in Vegas right now on those.
After I watched Tennessee spring game, I thought, man, Tennessee ain't going away. They're going to be good. All right, what's yours, Tommy?
FSU, baby.
What about FSU? They got I'm telling you, FSU's going to make some noise.
Well, if they
beat LSU week 1, watch out.
Yeah, that's true. But you talking about just an SEC or the whole
East and West in the national?
Probably LSU. I think they
West. Okay,
win the West. East, Georgia. Then by Georgia, Alabama's not going to work out in the SEC championship. But anyway, I think if Alabama's out of the equation, as far as the playoffs, they don't get to play Georgia. Then I think Georgia could be a three-peat.
I do too. It could be Michigan and Georgia playing for the national championship. I mean, they do got the quarterback, and they got a lot. They're recruiting right now. They got the number one recruiting class in the country right now because they just had a good week, getting a couple more commitments. All right, you listen to Tommy Santamont, Brent Brown's with us this morning. Ethan Boyd, Rudy's Barbecue. Ethan, give us some love on Rudy's Barbecue.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doing breakfast tacos right now. Then come in later and get some turkey and brisket.
Get down there. I tell you what, you love it. The turkey plate, the turkey sandwich is incredible. Anyway, I got to talk about some other people like Chuck Tucker we talked about a minute ago. You know, somebody we hadn't talked about yet, newbies. When we get back, we're going to have Tommy Santamont talk about newbies and talk about FSU. What is going on in Tallahassee? All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
I was wanting to tell you I had a dream last night after Larry's call, and I dreamed that Larry and you were fishing like he was talking about, and he had you tied up, and he was just about to shove you over the side, and these voices came screaming out of the dark, and you looked over, and Larry looked over, and here comes Jim walking on water to save you.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here at Tracy's Fine Jewelry, we want to help you celebrate Mom this month. From mother's rings with her children's birthstones to unique one-of-a-kind pieces just like her. This month is meant to celebrate Mom. From our large selection of beautiful stackable bands to simple, elegant diamond necklaces that will bring a sparkle to her eye. This Mother's Day, show Mom how much you love her with a beautiful piece of jewelry that's as unique as she is. From Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Living on the Gulf Coast, we have beautiful beaches, clear water, and amazing marine life. Want to bring a piece of the ocean into your home or office with an amazing aquarium? Gulf Coast Aquarium, the area's only certified platinum CCHEM dealer. Their staff are all certified CCHEM specialists. Gulf Coast Aquarium can install, design, maintain, and finance your own piece of the Gulf. Gulf Coast Aquarium, powered by CCHEM, with over 40 years as a U.S.-based manufacturer of quality aquarium products. Online at GulfCoastAquarium.com. Gulf Coast Aquarium, where it's more than just a tank.
Hi, it's Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. And just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself. Don't miss the summer deal where all your monthly memberships are 50% off on your first month, starting at $9.99 a month. Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Bat Beach Road, right next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
I'd like to introduce.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
Milk was a bad choice.
If I could just have your attention. 60% of the time, it works. Every time.
If anyone wants to switch jobs, let me know.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
I have many leather-bound books.
At 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. Who just called? Call back. We'll talk to him.
He didn't want to go on the air.
He didn't want to go on the air? Okay. All right.
The static in the phone system, I couldn't quite get his last name. But you were just talking about his son who plays sports here locally, and he just wanted to express his gratitude for talking about his kid.
Oh, good.
But I couldn't get the name. I had commercials going on.
Yeah, that's okay.
But he was very appreciative.
Well, thank you.
I tried to get him on the air, but he said no.
Thank you for calling in. Appreciate it. All right, FSU brought to you by Newbies. We all know Newbies is a legendary place. I've run into people. I didn't even realize this. One of my cousins I hadn't seen forever. I look on his Facebook. He's at Newbies. He goes, yeah, I go to Newbies every year. Well, thanks for calling. I do live here. He goes, yeah, I know. But anyway, get out to Newbies, have a great time. And John is doing well. I talked to a buddy of his. He has back issue. John was a great football player at Miami, and him and Charlotte, wonderful people, always doing great things in the community. But John's back's been in bad shape. He went through the procedure. I don't know if he wants me telling everybody all this stuff or not, but I hope he won't get mad at me. But his back's doing a lot better. We asked you to pray for him. It's working. He's doing great. Thank God bless him. But get out to Newbies, have a great time. They got the best bands in the Southeast every Friday and Saturday night. Newbies 2 on the Curve is where you want to go watch all the sporting events. So they've remodeled inside. It's gorgeous in there. Pool tables everywhere. TVs by the fireplace. Great place to go. Newbies, get out there and support them. All right, Tommy, what do you got for us today on FSU?
Well, we'll start out with a big game last night. FSU softball played University of Florida in Tallahassee, and FSU won 5-3. It was a back and forth game, and it was a good victory for FSU. Now they're 40-8, and they're ranked number 4 in the nation for softball. So softball's doing really well. Baseball, now that's a little different story. Baseball, they're 14-25.
Oh, I hope Bill Allen's happy.
They did last Sunday. They beat Virginia Tech 4-3.
All right.
So they broke their second longest losing streak by beating Virginia Tech. You know, I looked at their record, and out of 39 games they played so far, 11 of them has been one-run games where they lost by 1 run. I mean, it's amazing. Like 3 or 4 in a row, one. So if they'd have won all those, they would be like 25-14 now.
Everybody be happy.
Yeah, everybody be a little bit happy anyway. But anyway, they've got a 3-game series this Friday at Notre Dame. Friday at 6, Saturday at 4, and Sunday at 3, playing at Notre Dame with a 3-game series. And then they come back, and Tuesday they play on May the 2nd. They play the University of Florida at Jacksonville. And that's at 6 o'clock, and we know how that goes. Both games they're always ahead in the 8th inning. They pitching, the bullpen goes under and they lose. But as we all know, and everybody knows, FSU pitching is probably their weakest, and sometimes they don't hit very well. But anyway, the pitching is terrible this year, so hopefully he's going to get that. He's going to get that improved, and they'll come around. Football-wise, interesting, a couple things. The big issue going on now is Josh Farmer. Josh Farmer is a big defensive tackle from Port St. Joe, 6'3", 311 pounds. He has entered the transfer portal, but now I don't know if he's actually signed up for it, but he's made a statement on Twitter that he's going to enter it. But I don't know if that's happened yet, and so I'm sure some behind-the-scenes things are going on. And wherever he goes, that's going to be very, very interesting. If he ends up out at Colorado, then they got more money than FSU.
Wow.
So, and I'm sure, and I don't know for sure, but I'm thinking that might be an issue. But the key to this whole thing is Josh Farmer got Daryl Jackson from the University of Miami, the big defensive tackle. They're big buddies. So the key is, if he leaves, is he going to take Daryl with him? It could be a two guy thing going off to some school that they probably got more money.
Yeah,
I don't know that. I don't know all what's going on, but that is a big deal going on right now with FSU. Is that player?
I'm glad you brought that up. Deion, almost 50 people have left. 46, whatever it is. 46 have left. Going to bring in new players, replace some new players. You might be on something right there.
My thing with that is he's lost so many. He hasn't brought in 46 though.
No, he's only got like 15 on scholarship.
I was about to say his team's pretty small.
Yeah.
Year one could be ugly for him.
He said he's going to get it done though. Knowing Dion, he's going.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
They got
this
4
might
more
be part of
days.
what he's got planned.
It could be.
There's 4 more days, and there might be an exodus where 20 people sign on
30th,
Sunday.
That's the end of it. 15th through the 30th, and that's the end.
So Sunday, there could be 15 players sign with Colorado, but he's got a lot to do in 4 days.
So by this time next week, we'll know.
Monday morning, we'll know.
Okay.
But now, an interesting side story is in recruiting, FSU's got 2 really good players that we think. One's already committed. His name is Devin Carter. If you ever, FSU, remember Dexter Carter.
Yes.
Dexter Carter is a really interesting story, and I'll tell you that when he played at Baxley, Georgia, which is about 170 miles north of Tallahassee. He played, and he was 5'9", 155 pounds, wide receiver. I remember running back and wide receiver, but running back. And he went to his coach. He said, "Coach, I'd really like to try. I want to go to college." So the coach says, "There is a camp down in Tallahassee if you want to go." And Dexter said his mom raised the money to go to that camp. So he goes in that camp, and boy, he showed out big time. Right there at the end of the camp, Coach Bowden pulled him off the side and says, "Dexter, if you got the grades, we're going to offer you. We want you to come to FSU." And, of course, he came to FSU, had a great year, was drafted in the first round by the San Francisco 49ers. His son now, Devin Carter, has visited Alabama, Georgia, and Ohio State. He's actually been to the in FSU. Devin was real high on Alabama, but he's committed to FSU now. Out of those 3 schools, the big 3, he's committed to FSU. And the reason he's committed to FSU because his loyalty. He's always loved FSU, and that's interesting because Alabama he could play at all these because he's a great receiver. Yeah. And he's decided he's going to go to FSU because some kids are like that. You know, they just like the school their whole life, so that's where they're going to go.
Do you think that the NIL money could change that?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a 2026 kid.
Oh,
so we got time.
We got time.
So Alabama's still pursuing because they did say that they do want him. But anyway, he's right now and committing that early to me is really, I don't know if that does anything. But this next kid, Charles Lester III, he's a 6'2", 180. He's a 2024 cornerback. He's rated the number 2 cornerback in the nation, 5-star. He's the 13th national player by the own 3. He's from Sarasota Riverview. Now this kid is he's been to the big bunch, visit all around everything. He is at this time said if I were to sign tomorrow, it would be at FSU. So he's named FSU as his leader right now, and of course, FSU is probably calling me every other minute, staying up with him, and I don't know what kind of NIL money he's getting, but going to get. But if he will be a big, he's a 5-star, he'll be a big part of that 2024 class if he indeed ends up signing at FSU. But all this stuff, is predicated on what are these other teams going to offer, and as we all know, with this NIL money now, it's gotten to the point where some kids, now not all of them, some kids, if they like FSU, that's where they're going to go. And if they get an offer, that's where they're going to go. But, and with the transfer portal too, we all know what happens with that NIL money speaks big. I mean, that's and some of them are looking for ways to make money for their family. You can't blame them for that. I mean, good night. Yeah. If they're raising a family where they don't have a lot of money and they might have a possibility to make a couple $1 million in college, heck, go for it, man. That's what's happening. So anyway, it's when you look at it, recruiting is completely changed.
All right, we got a call real quick. Let's take it. Rob, how you doing today?
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I couldn't be better, man. Tommy's in here today.
And Tommy, yeah. Is Ethan in there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought I heard him earlier. I was just making sure he's still there.
I saw
was
Rob
trying to
yesterday.
call at 8:00, but I didn't make it. I was busy working, trying to get some prices up for somebody to get their house painted.
Oh boy, I hope you being good to that person.
Hey, Rob, do you know anything more about Josh Farmer?
No, I don't. But a lot of these kids now, you can tell that FSU is on their way up because all the kids that are not really, sure or whatever want to come and build that program back because all the other state schools are kind of wishy-washy and not real sure. I think that's why you got a lot of the Florida kids that are picking Florida State because if they win if they do good and get the program going in the next couple of years, all those kids will come here.
Yeah.
But like you said, a 26 prospect now is probably just a lot can happen between now and then.
That's Dexter Carter's son, by the way.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I heard you talking about Dexter's son and them, and Dexter was a heck of a ball player when he was there.
Yeah, he was.
But and I was trying to call in yesterday when they were talking about all the recruiting and what was going on and with Jimbo and it's I think Norvell is I think that's when we had the get it's hard to call on Gator Day, but
Coach has his favorites.
Yeah. Gator Day. I wish y'all could find somebody from Florida State to get the call in for a whole half an hour.
Hey, we got Tommy Sanema. We don't need anybody else. We got you.
Yeah.
I'm hunting and fishing too
I'm
much.
I'm not as deep in the weeds and everything. Oh, did you see about what happened last night over in Tallahassee?
What happened?
Florida State whipped up on the Lady Gators.
Did they win? Yeah, well,
5-3.
Yeah. The FSU softball team's unreal. They're good.
Well, that's
really
the
good.
thing. We just all need to start following the women. They're pretty tough. The soccer, of course, I do that anyway. But the soccer and the volleyball and all.
Rob, we got to go, man. We got a break.
Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, have a good one.
See you, Rob.
I wanted to chime in. Talk to y'all later.
You the best. Love you, Rob. Thank you, buddy. All right, if you get interested, go see Dr. Chad Mitchell. Does an incredible job. The legend will be here every Monday morning. You can talk to him. And if you want a great meal today, get out to Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. Ethan Boyd's in here doing a great job for us like he always does. And again, Turf Pro Pest Control, if you want that yard look outstanding, they do an incredible job. Get out to J. Michael's Restaurant. Have a great meal. Best seafood, coldest beer. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, your home for Mike Greenberg.
Hey, Greenie, I made a graphic from the Aaron Rodgers Open of the show. If you want to collab on it, I can accept it from your page. What does that mean?
Collab is when you invite someone to share a post with you.
Isn't that what posting something is in the first place? I'm inviting everyone to share it?
In this case, ESPN and you posting in conjunction.
I just wrote back. I love it. How do I do that?
Well, that's a good start.
Greenie. Weekdays 2 to 4 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Thursday morning, a weather front stalled over the region. Moisture coming in from Texas. That's going to give us cloud showers and thunderstorms today, tonight, and Friday. The high temperature during the day in the 70s, close to 80. And it'll be about 65 to 70 tonight. More showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
don't know what his problem is.
Quit calling, we're all hurting.
But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Great job, Wildcat. The Kentucky Wildcats back there having a great day. Also, we got Tommy Santamont in here. Ethan Boyd in the dugout doing a great job for us right now. Making things up as we go. And Britt Brown, the legendary family, Frank Brown Park. You want to talk about a particular FSU Southern Mississippi football game, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd like to talk about that. That was actually my dad's last game that he attended. Dad became ill later in his life, and so we got 25 tickets, went to Tallahassee, had a great day, a beautiful day there. Dad had the golden eagle put on his cheek. Just came and rallied around him, but that was a day that we had Reggie Collier, Sammy Winder, Lewis Lips, and it was a bad day for Florida State, but it was a great day for Southern Mississippi.
FSU was terrible.
No, Florida State was good that year.
They were good that year.
They won 10 straight after that or something like that.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, let's talk about that game. I was at Lake Wales, coaching there. Drove in after the game. We stayed there. I think my roommate, blame it out, I think we all went. Julie and I, we all went to the game, and we beat them like a drum. It was on ABC regional. Remember, now, people don't know what we're talking about, regional. Remember they used to have the game of the week, the region game of the week, ABC, and it wasn't national TV, it was region, Southeast Region TV, ABC. And we put it on them, and we didn't take the gas pedal off them because, I'll never forget this, we played in Hattiesburg, and we got whipped pretty good for our homecoming opponent. Why we picked up FSU, I'll never know. They beat us like a drum, Florida State, and Coach Bowden didn't pull the plug, man. They came after you, and they kept trying to score, and he didn't care what the score was. And they had one time had said, "Well, that's just half my problem," or something. The other problem, you not stopping, or something like that. So I remember our coaches were upset, and they I heard one of them make a comment, "We ever have a chance, we're going to put it on FSU and then Bowden." Sure enough, we got our opportunities, and that wasn't even a close game. Reggie had an unbelievable game. He ran the trap option. They couldn't stop it. Sammy Winder had a great game. Lewis Lipp, all of them had a great game.
Yeah, he ran two back for kickoffs.
I think Ricky Floyd. Was it Ricky Floyd? The little scat back we had? I think it was Ricky playing that game. Yeah. But we beat them like a drum. And you were there?
Oh, yeah. Our whole family was there. We had 25 people there. It was a great day.
I wonder if Rob remembers that game. Ethan, has ever been a team you wanted to get bad and beat bad when you were being an A&M fan?
Yeah, Texas.
Texas?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does it happen much?
No, unfortunately, it's very one-sided of rivalry. Texas dominates, honestly.
Well, we got our revenge, and then we didn't get it for a long time afterwards, though.
Took a little while after that.
You know, Southern Miss, I looked up the history. Southern Miss has actually beat FSU 8. FSU's won 14 times, and Southern Miss 8 times, in one tie. So that's
not too bad.
Yeah, no.
But you realize that one time Southern Mississippi and Florida State were battling the same level?
Yeah, right.
And in 1976, we had my first year there, we had a terrible year. We went and played BYU out there, got beat like 63-19. Pat Dye was head coach at East Carolina. They beat us like 35-7. We were terrible, and they tried to run off everybody. We went through winter workouts, and only a few of us survived it. It was brutal. Then we started being good. They hired Bobby Bowden in 1976. Coach Collins did a great job. He left and went to SMU, got the death penalty, but he won big games. Bobby Bowden stayed at Florida State for almost 38 years, whatever it was. We were right there with them, and then look what Florida State did. And we didn't. And it has to be, we had 3 schools, as you know, 3 schools in a small state like Mississippi. The state of Florida is a big state, a lot more players, a lot better job because of where it's located. But it just makes me sad. I don't know about you. It makes me sad. We were there back in the 70s, the 80s. Jeff Bauer did a great job, and then we've kind of fell apart since then. We're not even in the Conference USA. Everybody else went up better. Louisville, we used to play Louisville all those years. Memphis, all those, and it's like we got left behind.
Yeah, once I let Jeff go, it's kind of gone down. It's steadily gotten worse.
Yeah.
So we're still supporters. We're still hoping to turn it around, but it is tough in the state of Mississippi because of, like I said, you got Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and
they got so much more money.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
When we were there, Tommy, we beat Ole Miss every single year but one. We beat Mississippi State every single year. We beat Florida State. No, I don't know if we did or not when I was there. We beat Auburn. We didn't beat Alabama. Alabama back then was the power, like they are now. They were the team with Bear Bryant. But anyway, it is what it is. Tom, you got anything else for us?
Well, I will tell you another little side story. Dexter Carter's son, Dexter Carter Jr., wanted his son, the first son, the oldest son, to go to FSU. He was a 3-star, and you know Jimbo Fisher, Coach Fisher. He promised him that he would actually recruit him and take him to FSU, but that fell through, and FSU said that his son, by that time, he had other commits from TCU and a number of other D1 schools, ended up having to go to Georgia Southern because Jimbo didn't decide he didn't want to take Dexter Carter. He was a receiver also. So I don't think Dexter Carter Sr. has a lot of respect, I guess you say, for Jimbo, but that happened back when
he's only one of the few, though.
Yeah, he's only one.
Hey, Jimbo, he just wanted to, winning games is more important than just, giving someone a free ride, okay?
It doesn't matter what you say. That's what you do. That's pretty good. Hey, Ethan, I tell you what, we'll talk about that in a second. I want to go back tomorrow. Let's talk about what's going on again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or is it Saturday?
No, it's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Friday, April 28th, from 12 to 1:30. If you knew my dad, Frank Brown, please come out. We'd love to see you, talk to you, get some stories. If you don't know my dad, every night you hear Frank Brown Park, something's going on.
Yeah.
You know the name, you just don't know the person. Come out, you're going to learn something, because he was a great man. As Bill Allen said, his coaching and all that was great. Dad was just a gentleman. He respected everybody. He believed everybody was good. We can do good. And he wanted the best out of everybody.
Where is he going to be held? Where is it?
It's going to be at the Philip Griffith Community Center inside of Frank Brown Park.
Yeah.
Just past the aquatic
And I'm so
center.
sorry. I thought it was Saturday. I didn't realize it was Friday.
It's Friday. Yes, it's
okay.
tomorrow.
And what time again?
12 to 1:30.
Yeah. And you just mentioned another great name, Philip Griffith. I loved him. That's a great man. All right, Tommy, you're going to be out next week. You're going to fill in for him. You and Jeremy going to be in here. Ethan, I got you Tuesday.
Yes.
Give us some. Hey, Rudy Barbecue. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can cater your event. You can come in the store and get catered, however you want to do it.
Can't beat it, man. How much time we got, Big Daddy? 1 minute. All right.
Bryce Young going number one. Last
We
question.
didn't get to talk about the draft tonight. Make sure you watch it tonight, 6 o'clock. I had a lot of stuff on the draft. We didn't get to
Hope
it.
I can find it.
You will. It's ABC, ESPN, NFL Network. You got it.
Do I
I'll
get
show you.
that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's good. Lorelei's got a thing at the church tonight. Anyway, I might.
So you gonna go to that? I know you'll be at that, won't you?
As far as you know. No, I got. What do you think? Is there a chance it could happen? Alabama first two players, 1 and 2. I think I do. I think it's a good chance.
It's not going to happen.
Will Anderson goes to Houston, and Bryce goes to
Carolina.
Any way it happens.
Will Bryce will he get drafted, you think?
I think he's going to go number 1. Do you think he'll go 1?
I think he will. I think they put a lot of interest in it. And I do believe Anderson will go 2.
I got a feeling it's going to happen, 1 and 2. We'll see. You never know, man. I just can't believe C.J. Stroud, how he's dropped. I mean, what do you think about that? We'll find out Tuesday.
He's going to be number 3.
Yeah, we'll find out when you get back in here Tuesday. All right, the Underdogs. Dave has got a great show lined up for you. Ryan Moe will be here tomorrow, and you wait, man. May 1st, you wait. He's got his own show coming on, 11 to 1. Cannot wait for that. He does a great job. Love that boy.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away!
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the